Snow pretty quickly in parts of the mountains up there, making hiking trails extremely dangerous.
It really is. Mount Baldy is closed after a second hiker died in less than a week. Tony Liu was hiking with his wife Saturday when they both slipped and fell 120 feet down a slope. Liu died at the scene. His wife suffered major injuries. The fire department is warned.
That gentleman right there, that young man, actually. And you can
That's our own Stu Mundell and Sky Fox helping San Bernardino's search and rescue locate the last two missing hikers from Downey High School on Mount Baldy. They were airlifted to safety after being stranded on the mountain all night. It all started Monday morning when 50 coaches, student athletes who were members of the lacrosse and soccer teams met to hike the mountain. School officials
just go up just past that boulder, and it gets to be about 2 feet, 3 feet wide. Steep slopes that you can fall down in the creek, and springs coming out, and it can get icy along the trail.
At this point of the hike, there were a couple of things that were going on in my mind. One was the elevation. I could no longer ignore it. It was definitely having an impact on my breathing. It was becoming harder and harder to breathe. I noticed after hiking for less than maybe 30 steps, I would need to stop and take a break. Second thing that was on my mind was definitely the Devil's Backbone Trail. Of the Mount Baldy hike, this was the one part of it that, let's just say, made me a little nervous. As you're hiking on it, down both sides of you are very steep mountainous inclines. And if something were to happen, the outcome, in all likelihood, would not be good. Overall, this part of the trail, the Devil's Backbone part of the trail, turned out to be okay. It's definitely not something that you would want to do when it's snowing. It's definitely not something that you would want to do if the weather conditions are not suitable. If there's rain and definitely snow, avoid it. At the part you're seeing right now, it starts getting a little bit wider, and that's why I actually started filming. But prior to that, there were some parts that were just not wide enough when you're walking, so you got to walk very slowly. And as long as you walk slowly and concentrate and focus, and more importantly, try not to film. I have seen videos where some people were filming, when they were walking at the beginning of the trail, but I didn't. I wanted to wait until I got to this part where it's a little bit wider, and I felt safer at this point, and safe enough to actually start filming again. Truth be told, I was very relieved that the Devil's Backbone was now behind me. But now I had some other challenges to look forward to. The elevation was not only impacting me, it was starting to get me thinking on whether I can even complete the hike or not. It was now at a point where I would take less than 15 steps and I would need to stop, catch my breath, possibly even just sit or lay down on the floor. It was windy, and I was pretty exhausted at this point. Last but not least, there was this last stretch of hike that I needed to do. I think it was a mile possibly even a little bit less than that. But like I said, we're doing 10 to 15 steps now. It was probably going to take me a good hour, hour and a half, possibly even 2 hours to make it to the top. But if I could successfully get through this part of the hike, then I will have made it to the Mount Baldy summit.